Hi everyone, my name is Ikushi Modani and welcome to Dan Kushi Analysis. I upload video on Excel, Power BI and SQL every weekend. And today we are going to be learning how to create a simple chart on Excel and Power BI and how to add slicer to your data set on Excel and Power BI. Let us go deeply into the lesson properly. As you can see on my screen, we have a data set that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns, which each columns have a column header. But this is not yet in a table, but it's already formatted in a manner that it looks like it's in a table. But if you want to add a slicer to this kind of data set, we need to first put it in a table. So if you want to add it in a table, you will press Ctrl. You either highlight all by pressing Ctrl A to highlight all, or you click on any of the cells in the table, then you press Ctrl T. Once you press Ctrl T, it highlights all of those data sets, and then you press OK. By pressing OK, you are showing it that the table has an header. If you remove this, that means all these segments will not be the header. All these segment country product will not be the header to this table. But if you leave it this way, that means it will make all this as the header to it. So definitely you'll be able to filter with this header. So let me press OK, you see. So that is our table. We have successfully created a table. So after we created a table, we'll go and add a slicer. When you want to add a slicer, you either add a slicer from your insert slider here, which is already on your table, on your dashboard, which is this table design, or you go to your insert. When you go to your insert, you see slicers here. When you see slicer, just click on slicer. Once you click on it, it will bring this down. Then it will show you those header as the slicer you want to pick. So you can pick 1, you can pick 2, you can pick 3, you can pick 4, you can pick everything depending on the numbers of slicer you want to have. Slicer is just a way to, those have even explained this, slicer is just a way to filter a data set in case you want to see just the government, you want to see all the products by government, you want to see all the discounts by country, you want to see it by just the product, you want to see the price by product. So assuming I need just the country, I want to filter it, let my slicer to be country because I have like 5 countries there. I have Canada, France, Mexico, United States, like that, and Germany. So I click country. Don't forget that I can click more than 1 slicer. I can click 2. I can even create 2 slicer. Create country for this slicer. Then go ahead and press OK. Then pick another slicer. Pick another slicer and create it for product. So as I use this one for country, I'll use that one, the other one for product. So now I've created my slicer. Creating my slicer, I can format it in a way that it will be suitable and nice for me. I can make it a ties. I can make it a list. It's already in list now. So if I want to make it in ties, on Excel, it will not bring a tie column for you. It will not bring a slicer settings that it will give you a ties. But on this part of the Excel, you will see this column that says 1. Once you press it to be 2, it changes to ties. Once you press it to 3, it changes. Once you press it, it changes, and it changes like that. Then you cannot expand it to the size you want. So if you want it this way, you can have it this way. Then after you've done it this way, you can bring it to the top here. and bring it to the top here. And insert so that you can have enough space on it. Then once you have inserted it, then you can now use your slicer. How do you use your slicer? Once I click on any of these, it will filter it for me. I click on Canada, see it filter Canada only for me. If I click France, it filter France for me. If I click Germany, it filter only Germany for me. If I click Mexico, it filter Mexico for me. If I click United States, it filter United States for me. But for you to now have everything back, you will have to pick, right click, and come to pick multi-select country. Once you click multi-select country, it will make you be able to pick more than one country to filter. So I can pick one, I can pick two. You see now, I pick Mexico and United States. I can pick Germany alongside, I can pick France alongside, and I can pick the 5 country. So I can decide to just pick one, which is France, and to take that France away from it, like that. I remove Germany, I remove this, and if I click it again, it will add it. If I click it again, it will add it. If I click again, it will add it. This is how you add slicer to your data set on Excel. So if you now want to create a simple chart on Excel, it is advisable that you, depending on the chart you want to have, what you want to see, especially the insight you want to bring out from your chart, you will have to first know what you want to derive. When you know what you want to derive, then you will know exactly the chart. Because Excel is beautiful in recommending charts for you. You can always just go to your inserts. When you have your column, when you have your data set highlighted, you can go to your insert and you ask it to recommend a chart for you. It will just recommend anything for you, you see, on his own discretion. But depending on what you want, so assuming I need a country, I need a chart that will show the country and the products and the prices, manufacturing prices together. I can always bring those columns together beside each other. But for me not to begin to now be highlighting those columns and now be putting it inside each other, there's something we call pivot table. So I can pivot it. When I pivot it, it will make me have an access to drawing a pivot chart. So I will have to pivot it. Let me show you how I pivot this table. Then I'll go to my pivot table, click on pivot table to tell me the range. Which range do I want? This range is not covering my segment, which is my country, my product. So I cancel it. I bring it up here, let it cover it. I light it, then bring my pivot table. Once I bring my pivot table, I click where I want it to be. If it is new sheet, if I click this new sheet, it will go to a new sheet. But if I click existing sheet, it will ask me of the location where I want it to be. But I want it to be on this existing sheet so that we can always work here together. So I click existing sheet. So I choose a location. Let me choose the location here. This is where I want it to be. So if I go back and press this button and press OK, my pivot table feed is already created by my right-hand side. So now, remember I said I want to have the country, the product, and the manufacturing price. So it is very seamless on pivot table. What I just need to do is just to click on the country. It brings it down to my row. I click on the product, it takes it to my row. But because I don't want it to be aligned in this manner, I take my product to my column. Then you see it here, this way. You can see I have 2 products. This is my country. This is my product, pals and Pasio. That's even given me a grand total. So now I want to have the price. Automatically, when you click on anything numeric, it goes to value on pivot table. So if I click here, you'll see it goes to values here now. So it has given me a pivot table. This pivot table is an analysis itself that shows the numbers of parts they sold in Canada, numbers of parts they sold in France, and numbers of parts they sold in Germany and Mexico, and United States shows that they did not have parts at all. So if I want this analysis in a chart, what I need to do is just to ask it to give me a pivot chart. If you check here now, you see where my cursor is. I just click on the pivot chart. Then it gives me a recommendation. Do I want it in a cluster chart like this, that will show it side by side? So you see, these are recommendations. But because I don't want it this way, I want it in a cluster chart that it will be on each other, cluster stack chart. So I click this. So once I click this, it will show me in this manner. See, I will have all my countries this way, and each legend will show the product of the product sold in that company. So I can decide to choose this chart, or I decide to choose a cluster chart that is beside each other. Okay, let me choose this cluster chart. Once I choose this cluster chart and press OK, you find your chart in here. So with this, you can say that Canada has more of parts sold than Pasio. France has equal parts and equal Pasio sold, and Germany sold more of parts. And even United States do not have any parts products at all. So this chart itself is very, very insightful and very visualizing. So with this chart, you can derive your insight and explain to people that this is exactly what happened on these products in each country. So thank you very much for watching today's video. If you have found any of these video insightful, kindly like, follow, and share our link. Thank you very much. God bless you.